Okay, so I thought it would be easier to show you guys how to work the screen on these cameras through a video instead of trying to just hold up the camera and show you guys, because you won't be able to see. So hopefully you can see on the screen. So this is all touchscreen, okay? Everything, your focus is touchscreen. So whatever you want to focus on, see that little white box? That is what it is going to focus on. And if you wanted to change like the size of your focus box, you go into that little Q and you click on this right here, and that's going to help you change your focus mode. This is different, like this one has only 4, whereas the camera that I'm recording on has more. But mainly you'll do face tracking, or you can do this little spot, or you can do the zone. So right now we're just going to stick with the zone. You hit this back button to go back. And now it's a little bit of a bigger box, okay? Because there's no people right now, so face priority works, but this is just easier to see. Okay, so if you want to change your settings, so when I talk about settings, that means shutter speed, your f-stop, which controls your aperture, and then your ISO, which is your light sensitivity. That is these 3 down here, okay? This is your shutter speed. You just tap it and it opens up this bar that moves, and you're going to actually see the changes in the camera. So let's say we wanted to shoot at about 1/125th of a second. It would change to that. If you wanted to change your f-stop to be wide open, it would be 6.3, and that is determined on your focal point. So if I were to zoom out, you're going to get a little bit more, okay? A little bit brighter, a little bit of a lower f-stop. It all just depends. See how it goes away as I zoom in? It all just depends on your focal point. So that's how you change that. You can go all the way up. This is, when you're shooting outside, you'll have a higher number because there's so much light outside. There's just not a lot of light inside here. So let's say we wanted, oh, it went away here. Okay. Your ISO is changed here. The higher your number, the lower quality your video, but sometimes when you're shooting inside, you have to compensate. So you kind of have to shoot a little bit darker than normal. I would love it to be this bright, but your video is going to look grainier. So we're going to shoot at about right here, and then we could go back into our shutter speed and compensate a little bit there. So it's all about just like changing up the settings, figuring out what you think looks best, and what you know your end product is going to look like. Okay, so another thing you need to know about these cameras, because these are mirrorless cameras, which, let me tilt up so you can see right here, this is another part of your viewfinder. This is your viewfinder, but so is this. They're just 2 different kinds. This box right here is a sensor, and for when people are shooting like photos, you could tell that when you put your eye up to this, it's going to automatically like darken the screen, okay? So if you ever notice that if you go to touch something and that goes away, that's all that it is. Your settings are the same, it's just that sensor is making that go away. So your record button is either up here, see that little red dot, or there's a record button up there. Okay, see that little red dot? This is the red dot. This is another way to change your settings, but you want to be on video. This is the M50, so when you're shooting on the M50, it's the smaller camera with less of a focal length. It's a little bit shorter. It's, what is it, a 15 to 45 millimeter. This one you have to be on this video button right here, and it's just a dial that twists in order to record. The other camera, you turn it on the video when you turn the camera on. All these buttons over here pretty much do the exact same thing. See, there it goes again. The exact same thing as the touchscreen buttons. This is where you can change your focus, a flash, but we're not going to use a flash in video. You can hit this Q in the middle to get to the settings, just the same as this Q up here. And then this play button is where you can actually go in and see the video that you've recorded, but we haven't recorded anything yet, so I'm not going to do that. We're not going to worry about getting into the menu right now. Don't worry about that. This is all you need to know, and this is a good starting point.